Another game, another goal for Antoine Semenyo. He is really cooking early in his Manchester City career, with yet another important goal to help bounce back to winning ways, defeating Wolves 2-0, following a disappointing 2-0 loss to Manchester United and a shocking 3-1 loss to Bodo Glimt in the Champions League. This is exactly what every Man City fan expected from Semenyo when he signed for £64 million from Bournemouth. An attacker that won't be all about flashy dribbles, but real output, real goals, real impact. Welcome back, football fans. Drop your country in the comments below, and please subscribe to my channel and help us grow to 2K subscribers. Don't forget to turn on the notification, because today we are talking about Manchester City's surprise signing, who is already making waves at the Etihad. 3 goals in his first 3 matches for Manchester City. That's more than Jeremy Doku's tally this entire season. That's more than Savinho's output as well. It's obvious Semenyo is living up to expectations as he extends his Premier League goal tally to 11 goals this season, having scored 10 brilliant goals at Bournemouth before making the big move to Manchester City in January. The scary truth? This man is just getting started, and nobody saw this instant impact coming. When Manchester City announced they were signing Antoine Semenyo from Bournemouth for £64 million, many people questioned the move. Some said it was too much money for a Bournemouth player. Others wondered if he could step up to play for a club like Manchester City. The doubters were loud, the skeptics were everywhere on social media, but Pep Guardiola saw something special in this Ghanaian international. Semenyo had been absolutely on fire at Bournemouth. In the first half of the season before his transfer, he scored 10 Premier League goals in just 20 appearances.
First time delivery for Semenyo! 2-1 at Anfield! Bournemouth are right back in it! They lost some big names this summer. Plenty support to his left, Semenyo, if he can see them in his peripheral vision. Semenyo! 2-2!
That's a goal every 2 games. Elite level production for a winger. He also grabbed 3 assists, meaning he was directly involved in 13 goals. Manchester United wanted him. Liverpool were watching him. Chelsea made inquiries. But it was Manchester City who moved fastest. Here's a question for you. Do you think Semenyo was worth £64 million? Or did Manchester City overpay? Drop your honest opinion in the comments. Now let's focus on what makes Semenyo so special and why he's delivering immediately. At Bournemouth, he was a nightmare for defenders. He's incredibly two-footed, which means he can play on either wing and cut inside onto either foot to shoot. That versatility is priceless for Pep Guardiola. Semenyo has blistering pace to get in behind defensive lines. He's physically strong, able to hold off defenders and win duels. And most importantly, he has a lethal eye for goal. His game is not about showboating or fancy tricks. It's about efficiency and output. While Jeremy Doku dribbles past 3 players and then loses the ball, Semenyo makes one smart movement and scores. While Savinho tries to beat his man 5 times in a row, Semenyo finds space and finishes clinically. That's the difference between looking good and being effective. Manchester City needed someone who could deliver goals consistently from wide areas. And Semenyo is proving to be exactly that player. Against Wolves in his 3rd appearance, Semenyo scored again to help City secure a crucial 2-0 victory. The goal was classic Semenyo, making an intelligent run, getting into the right position at the right time, and finishing with composure. That goal helped Manchester City move to 46 points in the Premier League table, now just 4 points behind Arsenal, who play Manchester United on Sunday. But let's not focus only on Semenyo today, because there were some other surprises and massive positives from that Wolves match. Pep Guardiola made a huge decision to drop Erling Haaland after an underwhelming run of games. In his last 8 matches, Haaland had scored just 1 penalty goal. 1 goal in 8 games for someone who is supposed to be the best striker in the world. That's simply not good enough. So Pep decided to go with Omar Marmoush, who had just returned from the Africa Cup of Nations, where he scored 2 goals in 6 games for Egypt. And guess what? Marmoush grabbed a goal in the match against bottom-placed Wolves, showing Pep exactly why he deserves more opportunities. The Egyptian striker looked sharp, worked hard, linked up well, and scored when it mattered. Now, here's another question for you. Could this be the time for Omar Marmoush to truly challenge Erling Haaland for the number 9 spot in the starting 11? Let me know what you think in the comments. Marmoush's performance has given Pep a genuine selection headache, which is exactly what you want. Competition for places drives standards higher. When Haaland knows that Marmoush is breathing down his neck, he will work harder and play better. That internal competition is healthy and necessary for success. Also, new signing Marc Geuhi made his debut for Manchester City after joining for £20 million from Crystal Palace. The England international centre-back was thrown straight into action due to City's injury crisis, with Josko Gvardiol and Ruben Dias both sidelined. And guess what? Manchester City kept a clean sheet against Wolves, their first clean sheet in several matches. That's not a coincidence. Marc Geuhi is one of the best defenders in English football. He reads the game intelligently, he's strong in the air, he's comfortable on the ball, and he brings leadership that City desperately needed. The arrival of both Semenyo and Geuhi in January shows Manchester City's ambition to turn their season around. After a difficult period where they lost multiple games and looked vulnerable, these two signings have injected fresh energy and quality into the squad. Manchester City are now on 46 points, sitting in a Champions League spot, but still 4 points behind Arsenal, who lead the table. Arsenal face Manchester United on Sunday, and if United can take points off Arsenal, the title race becomes much more interesting. City still have games in hand, and if they can build momentum with these new signings hitting form, they could launch a serious challenge. But back to Semenyo, because this story is really about his incredible impact. 3 goals in 3 matches is a phenomenal start at any new club, let alone at Manchester City, where the pressure is enormous. He's adapted immediately to Pep's system, understood his tactical instructions, and delivered the goals City desperately needed. What makes Semenyo's start even more impressive is the context. He joined a team that was struggling badly, low on confidence, just humiliated by Bodo Glimt. Many new signings would hide in that environment. Not Semenyo. He grabbed the challenge with both hands and showed everyone why Manchester City paid £64 million for him. His journey has been remarkable. Born in London to Ghanaian parents, Semenyo started at Bristol City, went on loan to gain experience, then joined Bournemouth in January 2023. In the 2023 to 2024 season, he scored 8 goals and 3 assists. Good numbers, but he wanted more. This season, he kicked on massively, scoring 11 Premier League goals and 13 in all competitions before his move. At 26 years old, Semenyo is entering his prime years. He has over 100 Premier League appearances, knows English football inside out, and is hungry to win trophies. Pep Guardiola praised Semenyo's quality, saying everybody knows his quality. He plays extraordinarily on both sides and can use both legs unbelievably. That two-footed ability is rare and incredibly valuable. Most wingers are predictable. Semenyo is unpredictable because defenders never know which way he'll go or which foot he'll shoot with. Here's my final question for you. How many goals do you think Antoine Semenyo will score for Manchester City by the end of this season? Give me your prediction in the comments. The scary truth about Antoine Semenyo is that nobody outside of City's recruitment team truly saw this level of instant impact coming. 3 goals in 3 games, immediately becoming crucial, silencing doubters who questioned whether he was good enough. That's special. That's world-class potential. Manchester City's season was threatening to unravel. They had lost to United in the derby. They had been humiliated by Bodo Glimt. Confidence was low, results were poor, but sometimes all you need is 1 or 2 signings who come in with fresh energy to change everything. Antoine Semenyo and Marc Geuhi have done exactly that. They've given Manchester City a lift at the right moment. They've shown the squad what's possible when you play with confidence. And most importantly, they've delivered results. The title race is not over. Manchester City are only 4 points behind Arsenal with plenty of games to play. If Semenyo keeps scoring, if Geuhi keeps organizing the defense, if Haaland responds to competition from Marmoush, if City build momentum, they could still catch Arsenal,
The scary truth is that when Manchester City start firing with quality players like Semenyo delivering consistently, they are almost impossible to stop. Other teams should be very worried right now because this City side with their new January signings looks dangerous again. So, football fans, is Antoine Semenyo the signing that will save Manchester City's season and bring them back into the title race? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.